If you are watching this video on Friday, March 28th, that means that my new podcast episode has already come out where we read The Power of Self-Discipline. Now, if you want a chance to win a free copy of this book, subscribe to the channel, follow Zay After Dark on Instagram and TikTok, and share this video to your Instagram stories. Once that is all done, comment done on this YouTube video and I'll be picking one person to send a free copy of The Power of Self-Discipline. Now, that's not what this video is about. Today we are going to be discussing the idea of playing it safe. Where does playing it safe come from? Why do we do it? Why we should stop doing it? And the benefits of the other side, right? So playing it safe, what does it mean to play it safe? Playing it safe to me means avoiding risks, avoiding any chance for failure or a less than perfect outcome. That to me is playing it safe. Now, playing it safe, it's natural. It's natural for us to play it safe, right? You've heard of the fight or flight response that we have to certain situations. You understand that our bodies have a certain way of reacting to situations to keep us safe, right? Our bodies are imperfect, so it has to do what it can. Our brain has to work together with our body to protect us, to keep us alive, well, and safe. Now, the problem with this is it also ties things that aren't physically harmful to us to the safety protection, right? For example, discomfort isn't physically harmful. If I'm doing something or I'm in a situation where I'm uncomfortable, let's say I'm at a networking event and I feel very uncomfortable that I'm surrounded by people that I never met before and I have to approach them and talk to them, and the idea of having to approach them and talk to them is very discomforting. Your brain can tie this together as, okay, we need to address this situation or get away from this situation some way, somehow to keep us safe, right? They feel that this is actually unsafe. They view it as an unsafe environment because of the response that you're given to it. So if you're filled with anxiety, fear, anxiousness, whatever, your brain goes, okay, why are we anxious? Why are we scared? And you say, all right, if this person has this emotions towards it, then this must be an unsafe situation. Let's get them away from it, right? So because of that, we lose out on a lot of opportunity, okay? So playing it safe would be avoiding these situations as a whole and saying, all right, well, because I feel unsafe about this situation, I'm just going to not even tackle it. I'm going to avoid it and just avoid all the emotions and all the feelings that may come with it, right? I'm a big believer in without risk, there isn't reward, right? You have to go through some kind of risk to get a reward. You risk embarrassment, you risk failure, you risk a lot of stuff. You can risk money, you can risk time, you can risk a lot. But the biggest risk come with the biggest results. I guarantee you that. You know, that's why they always say things look down before they look up. Anything that requires a big risk or a big investment is gonna give you something back big in return, or more likely to give you something big in return. Now back to the topic of discomfort. Discomfort equals growth. There really is no in between. Discomfort is almost directly tied to growth in the sense that discomfort is almost directly tied to growth in a sense that if you, let's look at it like this, right? Let's say there's a circle. This is broken down like this pretty commonly. There's a circle, and this circle represents your comfort zone, right? If this circle is your comfort zone, in this comfort zone is everything you already have, everything you're already capable of doing, right? Which means that everything you're not capable of doing and everything that you don't currently have is outside of your comfort zone in this visual. So if this is your comfort zone, everything you want that you don't already have, and everything that you want to be able to do that you can't already do is just outside of your comfort zone, right? So the only way to achieve reaching these things is by expanding your comfort zone, right? Not just going outside of it, but expanding it. So now, as your comfort zone gets bigger, all these things are now, you are now capable of them, and you now own them. Like this is you. It all comes down to expanding your comfort zone. Once you become the kind of person who attracts these things, then these things just come naturally into your life, right? But that comes with expanding your comfort zone. You have to, I've stressed on this channel a million times of how awareness is very important. I honestly think awareness comes number one to anything. And the reason I say that is because if you don't have the awareness to notice situations where you're falling behind or notice yourself getting into negative patterns, it's hard to capitalize and change habits. And honesty is a big part too. Being able to be honest with yourself and say, all right, I'm failing, or all right, I'm getting into a slump, whatever. You have to have the awareness to realize it, and then you have to fix it. You have to correct it. When you're training a dog and you want your dog to learn quickly, when they have bad behaviors, you have to correct it quickly, right? I'm not saying abuse your dog, but you have to correct it quickly, however that training process may look like for you, right? So it's a very similar concept in the sense that when we see ourselves in a situation or catch ourselves in a situation where we are thinking negatively, where we are procrastinating, we have to say, oh shoot, I'm doing it again, and get right back on it without no delay. There should be a realization and then an action quickly followed after. Now the final point I want to make for this video is the difference of regret and failure. There's a versus. If you ask me, regret hurts 10 times worse than failure does. As failure is only a temporary kind of instance. If you fail at something, it's only a temporary feeling of sadness or whatever. But I mean, at the end of the day, when you fail at something, you can still do it again. You can still try it again. There's an endless amount of times you can try it. There's opportunities in life that you only get once. There's a job opportunity that you might pass up on because of fear, and you may never get the opportunity again. There might be a woman you see that is attractive, and you may never see her again if you don't talk to her that day. There's actual pain that comes with regret, long-term pain that is really not fixable, because these are specific opportunities that you may never get back. Failure, you can always try again. If you try to get one job and it doesn't work out, there's always another job you get, or a job in the same field, but at least you tried. You're not gonna have to sit there and ponder for years about what could have been. You already know that the opportunity just wasn't for you in the moment, or it didn't happen the way you wanted it to. Which, there's more opportunities out there. You just keep following that. But if you go years down the line and you say, man, I really wish I would have went for that job, there is no going back to get that job. You can't go back 10, 20 years. So I think you should almost chase for discomfort so you can get the growth. The faster you fail and learn, the faster you will grow. And I'm not saying you should rush the process. If that's not for you, it's not for you. Everybody has a different pace that they want to live by. But I'm just telling you what I think. But anyway, that's pretty much going to wrap up today's video. Thank you for joining us After Dark yet again. I appreciate y'all for always coming through. I'm going to see y'all on the next one. Peace out.